What's going on, guys? Chris Roma here, aka Things by Roma. About to harvest my third flush ever of pink oyster mushroom, but this is crazy. I honestly didn't even realize they got this big because, again, I'm a beginner. My last flush probably got about this big before they started to dry out because I didn't have this humidity tent yet. So I harvested when they were probably about this size on my first two flushes. And then I used that mycelium from that bucket to make these buckets, all these buckets. I got a bucket up here, this bag, I made two bags like this, two of these, or in three of these buckets actually. So it's pretty crazy to see how far one bag of sawdust spawn can go, because I originally used one 5-pound bag of sawdust spawn to make that original 5-pound or 5-gallon bucket, and then grew two flushes and then used that leftover to grow all this. But I'm gonna go ahead and harvest this pink oyster mushroom, and way to do that, well, here, I'll pull it out so we can do a better look. They may look a little bit different color in this light. Downstairs I have grow lights for my seedlings that have a little bit of a, they lean towards the red side on the spectrum. Can't really see it with the naked eye, but on camera it definitely shows up. But what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to grab this mushroom from underneath and just give it a twist. And that should just break it free from the bag, bringing a little bit of the substrate with you. But the key is you don't want to really leave any of the mushroom in the bag to rot or anything, because we're going to try to get another flush out of this bag. So I'm just going to go ahead and spray this with a little bit of water and put that right back in the tent. But as for this guy, looking pretty good. I'm going to throw that on the scale real quick just to see what we got. Looking at about 315 grams. So not too bad. Let's find out what that is in ounces. So looking at 11.3 ounces, not too shabby for one cluster. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this up and fry it up like bacon, and it's going to be good. So for the bag here, I just went ahead and used some of this micro pour tape here to cover up that hole after I just sprayed a little bit of moisture in there. And this tape is basically the same thing as this filter patch. It lets the mycelium breathe but doesn't let any spores or bad mold or bacteria in and out. So I'm going to tape that up until I see some fruiting or see the mycelium trying to push out here again, and then I'll go ahead and rip that off and we'll restart the process. So I cut all the clusters off the main base part. Now I'm just going to go ahead and cut them into like strips, not quite cubes, like big cubes maybe. So now we're just coming out to the garden to grab a garlic scape, which is the top part of the garlic here that would normally turn into the flower, but it tastes really delicious. I'm going to cut it one-handed, cut and grab. Oh, not quick enough. But yeah, that's the garlic scape. It's quite delicious. I could already smell the garlic just from cutting it. Here we have the mushrooms and the scallion or garlic scapes all cut up, and just put a little drizzle of olive oil here, and we're just going to put it on like a medium-low heat and watch it until it gets nice and crispy. They call this vegan bacon. The pink oysters are supposed to be very meaty, so you want to cook them till they're really nice and meaty. As we're starting to sizzle here, you can just see how thick and meaty some of these caps are, these clusters. So awesome, looking good. We are starting to sizzle here, and you can just see how crispy or thick some of these clusters are. So I'm quite happy with this flush. We're about maybe 4 minutes into the cook. You can see it's losing its pink color. They're starting to turn a little bit of a gold color, losing some of the volume as they cook down. And we're pretty far into the cooking right now. We're starting to get a little bit of a browning on the mushroom, but we're definitely nowhere near done yet. So here we are. We have the finished plate. It's browned very nicely. The scallions or skate garlic scapes are cooked perfectly. I can't wait to give this a taste. But that's it for this one, everyone. Things by Roma out.